are officially at Platte River Campground, right? Mm-hmm. We're at Platte River Campground, just in or just outside of Sleeping Bear Dunes in Michigan, and we left at 7 a.m. We arrived at 8:30 p.m. What should have been, what, a 7-hour trip? Six and a half hour trip. We had a few stops along the way that were fun and a few stops along the way that were not so much fun. And we will talk about that a little bit later. But for now, enjoy the scenery because the sun is setting. The pine trees smell amazing, and we have a very cozy little campsite that is super close to the bathhouse, super secluded, and it is really quiet. Like, every space is full, but you literally don't hear anyone, so it's amazing. So relieved that we're here though, and checked in, and we're so tired. Good morning. We are up and moving, kind of late in the day, but we thought we would film a day in the life at the campsite for you so that you can see what our typical day looks like if we're just hanging out at camp. Today's supposed to be like a high of 54, I think, and pretty windy and like a 50% chance of rain, so it doesn't look like a great day to be on the trail, and we actually didn't really pack for a really cold hike, so we are looking for some things to do today, possibly, if it looks like the weather's going to be decent, but for the most part the day is going to be here at the campsite. We have a few repairs we need to make because on the way here we had a tire issue which caused a bearing issue, so we need to make some repairs before we hit the road again tomorrow. And then we also just need to clean up and do our normal like routine of the day before we roll out somewhere, especially if we've been parked someplace for a long time. Like, we tend to kind of explode. Yeah, our stuff kind of explodes everywhere. We've done a really good job this time of like containing all of our things to one drawer. Yeah, so Jordan's making breakfast, and we'll let you follow along with us throughout our day today. We don't have a water heater in our camper. We don't have a bathroom, so there's really no need for a water heater. So we have this cheap little $15 tea kettle that I bought from Amazon Warehouse, and we just use the daylights out of this thing. I heat all of our water with that, I do dishes with that. At night when I'm getting ready for bed, wash my face with heated water from the kettle. So this is actually the most like picked up and like clean the camper has ever looked, because I think we finally have refined that. We're still in that like adjusting phase. This is our 3rd year of camping in this camper, and so we're learning as we go what we need, what we don't like, what we do like. Made a lot of adjustments this year and pulled a lot of things out that we realized we weren't using, that was just taking up valuable space. So I broke down and it's too cold, and it wasn't like we were going to do that much today anyway, but I decided that I couldn't go on, and I didn't bring a coat heavy enough for this kind of weather. So we are running into town and I'm getting a coat, possibly a hat, something to cover my ears, because we are going to be at Mackinac Island on Saturday, and I imagine that it's going to be pretty windy, as it has been here all week, and it's not even supposed to break 60 degrees there. Pretty much all our other plans kind of struck out for the day just because of weather or COVID related closures or something like that. So this is going to be kind of a 0 day for us, where we just go take care of a few things that need to be done, try and stay dry in the rainy weather, and get ready for the next part of our trip. So we had success after quite some time. So we went out to the store and around Traverse City. We ended up at the mall. We went to Target first looking for a light jacket or coat for me. Struck out at Target, surprisingly. And then ended up at Meijer. Went to Meijer and I got a really nice green jacket, which I already hung up. But one mistake was made, and the ink tag is still on the shirt that Jordan bought and loved so much. So I've got to break that to him. He just went to dump our gray water since we leave tomorrow. Hi.
Hi. What's up?
I have some bad news for you.
What?
Well, you're either going to see it as an opportunity or you're going to see it as a challenge.
Which would be?
You look upset already. The lady made a mistake at the cash register, and I can't find the receipt to take it back. So you've got to figure out how to take off an ink tag without bursting the ink. So surely we can figure out how to get an ink tag off of something, right? All right, that's it. That's our excitement for the day.
Oh, lovely.
And we're gonna get ready, make some dinner now, and start packing, because tomorrow we leave. We don't have that much to do tonight, which is really nice. And not having the dogs with us makes our packing to relocate process a lot simpler. So that's where we're at now, and we'll take you along through the rest of the night. We'll also be doing a bathroom / shower tour, if that is possible.
Tour of the campground.
And eventually, hopefully before dark, we'll do a tour of the campground, but it is raining, so it has been raining.
It's not right now.
It's not going to rain anymore tonight.
I don't know, it's just not
Well,
raining.
if we can, we'll do a campground tour, because we don't know. I don't know if we've seen one of this campground online before. So we'll do that in a separate video, though, a full like drive around, walk through, and then I'll also walk you through our site too. Okay, so there's an update on the ink tag situation. I said it was either an opportunity or a challenge, didn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah?
We'll consider it an opportunity and a challenge, because it let me be a bit of a geek. But we got it off. So if you ever watch them when they put them into the store, they have this little cup-like thing and they slide it in like this, and the ink tag pops off, or the little cap pops off. Well, all it is just a magnet. So we use hyper-powerful neodymium magnets to hold our pots, our cups, and by hyper-powerful, I mean...
Like, yeah. Like, they're not going to come off. They didn't come off even when we had a wheel problem, a tire problem, and the whole thing was shaking
It disconnected the whole cabinet, but we didn't drop any of the
But we
metal
did
stuff
not
off.
lose any pots and pans.
So we take the magnet. You can see it's holds itself to it. I actually wonder if it'll work that way too. So you hold the bottom to the little cone, and ours just happens to have a little countersunk area where the screw holds to the wall or ceiling or whatever. So you hold that there, and it's got to be very level. Come on. There you go. And off she comes. So part 2 of the day is going to be changing out a wheel bearing on our left wheel. As Rachel said earlier today, the tire issue that we had a couple days ago didn't really damage a wheel bearing totally, but it was enough that I decided to go ahead and replace it early. Just a little bit of wiggle is probably okay, but you know, we're going to go another, I don't know, 1,000 miles or so before we get home. So I thought it would be a good idea.
One other thing I wanted to mention from our trip out to the store was they do have a Hobby Lobby in Traverse City, which means that you can do crafts. Also, if you are freezing like me and you didn't bring a beanie, even though you have probably like 20 of them, because you were hopeful that it would be summer weather, you can pick up yarn. And thankfully, actually, I had a crochet project ongoing for a hat that I was working on. But this is one of those hats that's going to take a long time, and I like need the hat like right now. I picked up some yarn. It is Yarn Bee. I've never used this particular kind before, so we'll see. And I'm going to crochet one of the quick patterns with the bulky yarn. So now that we've gotten past the ink tag crisis, Jordan is going to cook some dinner for us. I'm going to work on my hat. Finish my book. Usually just do a lot of like sitting, reading, blah blah blah. This trip not so much because there is so much to do in the area. But it's like a lot of the same things to do. So if you really like hiking, there are a ton of trails and they all vary in difficulty, so you can pick one that works for you, but there's a lot of hiking. So if you don't like hiking, that takes out a huge chunk of things to do in this area. There is a lot of shopping if you're willing to drive the 45 minutes to Traverse City from Platte River Campground. There are some campgrounds that are between here and there. They are a little bit closer to Traverse City, and there are some little towns, but we are early, like kind of pre-season right now, so keep in mind there are going to be quite a few things closed. We noticed the lighthouse we wanted to go see and tour in their museum, but we did not get to go because it is not open. We wanted to check out the fish hatchery that's just down the road. It is open to the public for free, where they breed salmon, different kinds of salmon, and that is closed to the public due to COVID-19. So just be prepared if you're coming up to camp that you should be prepared to actually just enjoy camping. There's a lot to do and a lot to see, but if you're not much of an outdoorsy person, if the weather's not good or if some other thing has come up that you for some reason can't get outside, yeah, you'll be at the campground a lot, which is what we are doing today and why we ended up in Traverse City for a second day in a row to do some shopping. So how was the bathroom?
It was good.
Did you take us on a tour?
I did take us on a tour. So you guys will get that sometime.